Hey, welcome back everybody. We are going to review the popular Nike Pegasus Trail 5. So I bought these shoes for $150 with my own money. We will be giving you our objective testing scores in each category for this shoe. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of sponsored reviews out there for the Pegasus 5 Trail, and they've been spreading a lot of false information. We're here to give you the real facts today based off objective testing scoring, as well as giving you an unsponsored review. So let's get right into it. Comfort and fit. So when I first put these on, I could tell immediately these shoes were more in the road running DNA. They're built more like a running shoe. So I tested a size men's 10.5. They fit slightly true to size, but they definitely run narrow. I noticed a lot of pressure through my midfoot. Now I will say right away, it was very airy, this midsole here. It has a massive stack height at 40 millimeters, which you'd expect it to be very cushy and pillow-like. I found the exact opposite like that. It was very firm and airy to me. And I do have a flatter foot on my left side. My arch is very low there. I had a lot of bottom foot pressure there, so people with flatter feet are not gonna like this shoe. It does have close to a 10 millimeter heel to toe drop, which is kind of crazy. We measured it at 9.5 millimeters. It's the highest drop I've actually tested this year. It gave my foot a little too much of a push forward, and it caused some numbness early on my longer runs. So it'll work great for you if you have narrow feet, but if you're a runner like me who has a wider midfoot, I definitely recommend sizing up a half a size. So let's talk about the cushioning overall. It has the React X foam. Nike says it's a 13% better energy return than their previous React foam. I will say I did notice a little bit better energy return with these shoes, but it wasn't anything crazy. I felt a little bit extra rebound on longer runs, especially when I was transitioning from road to trail. Like I said, the midsole feels very airy. It's kind of like an on-cloud shoe. And while that high stack may make it feel bouncy, it doesn't feel as deeply cushioned as other higher stacked shoes out there. It's more of a hollow bounce to me, rather than something where you get a more comfort-like bounce like in the Hokas. The impact absorption, I will say, is excellent though. Whether I was heel striking on roads or midfoot landing on gravel, it was definitely consistently smooth. I think they did a really good job nailing the gusseted tongue here. No debris got in there, nothing crazy like that. The engineered mesh upper is super breathable, I will say. One of the better trail running shoes for summer weather. I tested these in 85-degree weather. They stayed nice and breathable during those really hot weather sessions. This one is not waterproof, but they do come in a Gore-Tex membrane as well. So it's built for heavy rain conditions, wet conditions, things like that. But overall, the ventilation in this, they really nailed it. Really good job with the ventilation. It's got a mild rocker geometry, so it allows that nice forward toe transition. Gives you a natural forward roll, but it's not as aggressive as the Meta Rocker and the Hokas, or even in some of the Merrell shoes. The rocker definitely helped me maintain a nice little rhythm on the trail. But the bottom line is the Pegasus 5 delivers comfort through the energy return and breathability, but not the deep plush cushioning. So if you're looking for a nice cushy model, this one is not it. So for comfort and fit, we rated it a 7 out of 10. Definitely a disappointment for a very high stack model. Now traction is where the Pegasus 5 began to show its limits for me. It's got the Nike all-terrain compound, as you can see here. They only have 3 millimeter lugs. They're diamond shaped, as you can see. Definitely a unique pattern. Sounds great on paper, but in practice, it's built for more versatility than real trail aggression. On mild trails, hard-packed dirt and gravel, the grip feels fine, honestly. But the moment I hit something wet or loose scree, things like that, I really begin to lose my confidence fast. I was slipping everywhere in these. The outsole definitely struggled to bite in on more aggressive trails. The thing about traction is it's not about the aggressiveness really, it's about the trust. If you cannot trust your foot to hold, you can't run naturally. But that's definitely how I felt descending over loose rock with these. I was very hesitant. It has a nice midfoot cutout here. It helps with the flexibility on the trail, but it traps a lot of debris. And I noticed a lot of built-up really compromised the grip with this shoe. So I found myself pulling over, scraping off my shoes on the back, and then starting my run up again. Definitely not something you want to be doing all the time. So the ATC rubber on this is good in dry conditions like we were talking about. It's definitely harder than the Vibram Mega Grip, but definitely way less sticky on the trail. So for light trails, road to trail transitions, the traction is solid. But if you're running on steep terrain, moderate, or even technical terrain, this outsole is definitely not made for that. So the traction, we rated it a measly 6.5 out of 10. Again, objective scoring. Stability and support. The React foam on this makes it decently comfortable, but that same kind of softness of this outsole compromises that lateral stability when the trail gets uneven. The React foam makes this shoe somewhat comfortable, but that same softness really compromises the lateral stability on uneven trails. That really high stack height here doesn't help on those uneven trails as it begins to wobble or you have those quick directional changes. The 9.5mm drop is great for heel strikers and transitioning from road to trail, but that's only natural if that's what your stride is. Anybody who's a midfoot or forefoot striker, absolutely not a great option for this shoe. Now, I have been bashing the shoe a little bit, but to Nike's credit, the heel counter is nice and firm for people who are heel strikers. It will definitely help you out with that. They have the Flywire cables here that gives a nice snug adjustable fit on the shoe as well. And it does have a flared heel design like you see in the Hokas that allows more surface contact. The more surface contact you have, the better stability you're going to have on the trail. So overall, the stability and support is pretty decent in the shoe, definitely better than I expected before I started scoring the traction and comfort. So we rated that a 7.5 out of 10. Weight-wise, people are gonna love this. Again, it's built like a running shoe. So we weighted at 8.5 ounces for a men's size 10.5. That's slightly under what Nike actually listed it as 10 ounces. So it is definitely an ultralight shoe. So weight-wise, we did score that at 8.5 out of 10. Overall protection, so that's where that weight, that super lightweight, makes some sacrifices here. It's got a small rubber toe bumper, doesn't come up over your toes here. It's very flimsy as well. Gives you basic front end defense, but not built for rock cricks, aggressive scrambling, things like that. The engineered mesh here has light reinforcements. Again, great for breathability, not great for durability though. It does not have a rock plate in it, so any sharp edges can really poke through this midsole. I actually ran into that issue while testing these out. That being said, the high stack height in the heel at least provides plenty of underfoot cushioning for you heel strikers out there. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit more protective, I'd definitely check out the Ultra Olympus 6 or even the Speedgoat 6. Definitely way more protection in those trail shoes. So we gave this an overall protection score of a 6.5 out of 10. Now durability. The good news is Nike finally improved their build quality. So after testing this over a bunch of trail miles, the engineered mesh upper has held up pretty well. I expected them to delaminate and tear very easily because of how thin it is. The outsole still looks pretty solid. I had a little bit of wear on the forefoot lugs because I am not a heel striker, so I wasn't using this shoe to its best ability, I will say that. This will last you probably 250 to 300 miles before you start to see a little bit of performance drop off. That's around where most shoes are in these hybrid trail shoes, especially the versatile road to trail shoes. Overall, we'll continue to update you, but there have not been many durability issues with this shoe so far. Compared to the previous iterations, which had a bunch of durability issues, they definitely improved that here. So we gave it a durability score of an 8 out of 10. The Pegasus Trail 5 is $150. It does go on sale a lot, so it definitely has better value when it is on sale. Again, this is more of a road to trail shoe, definitely nothing where you're gonna be going on moderate to technical trails, not made for this. It is more of a running shoe hybrid for sure. Basically, this is a running shoe with lugs on it. So that being said, we gave it an overall score of a 7.3 out of 10. Again, there's a lot of sponsored reviews out there with people who aren't even testing these out objectively. They're getting paid to do those reviews, giving it an amazing score. It was a little disappointing in my opinion, but again, we stay to those objective testing scores with zero bias, so you can make the best possible decision. Thank you for listening to our review. Again, links down below in the description, lowest possible price, helps support the channel. Check out mountaineerjourney.com. You can see our individual reviews, comparisons, and best of guides. And please like and subscribe to the channel so we can still bring you trusted gear advice, zero bias, non-sponsored reviews that you can trust. Thanks again.